Hey guys, Prowl1701 here, and today we're going to be continuing our ranking of the Star Trek films. And yes, I know this is the original series Enterprise, but I really like this one a lot. So I grabbed it out. It's my Art Asylum Diamond Select one. Really, really nice. Now in part 1 we looked at 10th through 13th place. In part 2 today we're going to be looking at 7, 8, and 9. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Now let's set this over here out of the way. In ninth place is the motion picture. I like the motion picture. It is just too long. It has some beautiful special effects that, especially for 1979, are very impressive. And even today, I think still look really, really good. And plus it has, I think, one of the best scenes in all of cinema history. The scene when they first see the Enterprise. I think it's just called the Enterprise. That is a beautiful, beautiful shot. I think they call it the striptease. When you first see the Enterprise, when him and Scotty are first flying toward it, that is a beautiful scene. The music there, which will later be used for the Next Generation, is a beautiful, beautiful piece of music. I mean, this movie gets bumped up several places because of that scene. It is so wonderful, so magical, so amazing. You know, when you're used to just seeing the little model shot of the Enterprise from the 60s show, and suddenly you see it on the big screen, looking magnificent like that. And then the scene when the Enterprise first leaves is beautiful. The scene where they're in the asteroid. There's so many good special effects. V'ger looks fantastic. All the special effects to go into V'ger look really, really good. It feels like a Star Trek movie, more so than a lot of other Star Trek movies. The whole exploring the unknown, discovering new things, first contact with a new life form. It really has that going for it. All of the actors are on point here. I love the scene when McCoy first beams up in the transporter. That's pretty funny. There's a thing out there. Why is everything we don't understand always called a thing? I love that whole bit there. And then later, when he's asking about the sickbay, do you approve of the new sickbay? I do not. And even in the other part, I know engineers, they love to change things. McCoy's got some good quips in here. Spock mind melding with the creature is really cool. The special effects and all of that are really nice. My biggest gripe from the movie is that I can't get all the way through it. I mean, I have, but I probably haven't seen the end of this movie in 20 years. I've seen the beginning of it 3 or 4 times in that time, but I can never make it all the way through it. Here's the rule. You have to prepare Star Trek the motion picture. You need like something to slap you a few times, and you need about 3 pots of coffee. Like, I've seen some really good trailers for the movie. Like Orange Band has a really good trailer for the movie to get you hyped about it, but you get so excited you forget you need 3 pots of coffee to get through it. I'm starting to fall asleep. Coffee. It was really hard placing it and Final Frontier. Final Frontier was number 10 on the list if you saw part 1. Because on one hand, I can at least get all the way through Final Frontier. But on the other hand, there are scenes in the motion picture that are wonderful and amazing, and I love them. I just can't get through the rest of the movie. It's a slugfest. Sludgefest. Snail's pace. And I do like at the end where they find out it's Voyager 6 and how Decker joins with it. That's really, really neat and beautiful. It's just too long, and it is boring. It is a bit boring. Also it gets points for having Mark Leonard as a Klingon at the beginning. I do love that. That's nice. At number 8 is Generations. Generations is a movie that it's an okay movie that with a few changes could have been a great movie. I love the opening part of it. I really like the fact we get to see the Enterprise B on screen, because this is really the only time we get to see the Enterprise B on screen. So it's nice that we get that. I like, I like having Scotty there. I like having Chekhov there. It's nice to have a nice little romp with some of the original crew at the beginning. And Kirk kind of sacrificing himself to save everybody. It's really nice. I like that opening scene. I wish they'd kept the intro scene of Kirk skydiving. I've seen the deleted footage of that where he skydives in. I love that at the beginning when Scotty and Chekhov are trying to convince him to go, and he's like, and I'm not going. And that's the end of it. And then you see him walking in. Walking in the Enterprise B. It's pretty funny. I wish they'd kept that in there. I love the fact the Enterprise D gets taken out by a 70-year-old bird of prey. 'Cause let me start. I don't like the Enterprise D. I think it looks goofy. I think it's a pansy ship. I don't like it. I've never liked the Galaxy class ships. I just think they look not threatening at all and goofy. I much prefer the Constitution class design. So when the Enterprise D blew up, I'm that person that's over there going, yes! It's still my favorite part of the movie. When I'm seeing it blow up and the other part crashing, I'm like, that's the part the trailers had me most excited about. I don't know why they just didn't remodulate the shields during the battle. Maybe Riker's just not a good commander. I think it's funny the one time they let Troy drive, the ship crashes. I don't know. That's funny to me. That whole meme is funny to me. Kirk's death, I think it was unnecessary. I don't know why they decided to kill him off. It seems silly. There's no reason to. His death in itself, the one they actually used, is okay. I feel some emotional attachment to it to the point to where I wouldn't watch the movie the first couple of years it came out. When I found out, because that information leaked ahead of time, when I found out they were killing him off, I refused to watch it. I didn't watch it until after First Contact came out, actually. But the actual death itself, it's okay. It's not bad. It's nowhere near as good as Spock's. It's about the same as Data's, where I ranked Nemesis in Part 1. And I talk about in that one how I feel an emotional attachment to it, but not as much as I should for the character. I actually like the original death for Kirk better, because I've seen that deleted footage as well when he gets hit in the back with the face. The 24th century is not so tough. I actually enjoy that death scene better, and I wish they just used it instead. The whole bridge on the captain thing, way too memeable. Way too memeable. And I do like the observation room in it that they use with Picard and Data in one scene. I think that's really impressive, especially for 1994. I think that was designed really, really well. Like I said, the space battle, I don't think it's that impressive. You can tell this thing was made on a budget. I think they made it on like $35 million. They reused a couple shots from Star Trek VI, the bird of prey exploding, and the Enterprise B going at warp across was actually the shot of the Excelsior going in warp. It's all right, and with a few tweaks, could have been better. And then looking at number 7 is the very underrated Insurrection. I actually, with number 7 and up, we're really getting to the ones I really, really like. And I like Insurrection. I will agree with the arguments that it is perhaps an overgrown 2-part episode of the series. That's a fair assumption. I think it would have made a really good 2-parter, like say a season finale and season opener in the Next Generation series. I think it would be much better regarded if they had done that. As it is, though, I still find this one a fun romp. I like it. I love the scene at the beginning when Data's wearing the kind of cloak suit, and obviously something's wrong, and they have to figure out, get him back under control. Sets up the mystery of what the hell is going on. We jump right into this one with what the hell is going on. I think Patrick Stewart, the crew, and all the guest actors are really on point here. The guy who plays the villain is the selling point of this thing. He is so good. I forget his name, but I really like him as the main villain in this. When people are like, why do you like Insurrection so much? The first thing I'm going to point to is the villain. He is magnificent in this. One of the best villains we've had in the Trek movies. He really, really helps sell this thing, bump it up a couple places. I like the Admiral, who I believe is played by the guy who played Baltar in the original Battlestar Galactica series, which if that's true, it gets a couple points from that because I love when they do things like that. And in the novel version, which I've read, we found out that the Admiral's wife had passed away. I forget if it was cancer or some made-up thing. But whatever it is, she died. And it kind of motivates why he's working with the villains as the Federation's side of this to kind of move these people and get this technology for themselves. He does have good intentions. He wants to, everybody to benefit from this, to kind of have immortality, to cure diseases. Because of what happened to his wife, it actually gives a good motivation for why he's doing what he's doing. Even though it's not necessarily a good thing, why he can rationalize it in his mind, which I actually enjoy. I wish they had mentioned that in the movie, which I don't believe they do, if I remember correctly. I enjoy all the little action scenes on the planet. I think they're choreographed and done really well, like when they're running and they've got the little shields up, and so they're shooting them with the darts to transport them away. I think that's done really well. I like the actress that plays Picard's romance interest in it. I think she's really good. The little bit where Data can also serve as a flotation device is kind of silly and unnecessary. I saw that and I'm like, okay. It's kind of silly. I really love the special effects in this one. The whole Briar Patch special effects look good when the ships are going through the Briar Patch. The battle scene is pretty cool. I mean, the way Riker beats him, that part where he's like, I'm going to take manual control, and it's like a controller joystick, is kind of silly. It looks like, look, kids, he's playing a video game. It's kind of silly. And then he basically just farts on them. That's what he does when he collects the stuff in the engines and goes by. He farts on them. But the part where he blows them up and ignites it's pretty cool. The movie's not perfect, but it's fun. And I do like that where they try to trick the bad guys by using their technology against them and transporting them to a ship that looks like their ship. That's pretty nifty. And then just the final confrontation between the villain and Picard is really, really good. So yeah, I enjoy Insurrection. If you haven't watched Insurrection in a while, I would argue to give it a rewatch. You might actually enjoy it. Or if you've never seen it, definitely give it a watch. Because I do think it's underrated and is better than the reputation it has. So that is part 2 of this video. Comment down below and let me know what you think so far. Check out part 1 if you haven't done that. Click the like button, click the subscribe button, click the bell for notifications. I've started a Patreon page if you are interested in contributing to that and helping steer the direction of the channel. Most importantly though, stay safe out there and thank you for watching.